Lakers fans, let's talk about something that might make your stomach drop. There are whispers in NBA circles about potentially trading our beloved Austin Reaves to the Sacramento Kings for Keegan and Keon Ellis. Before you start typing angry comments, hear me out on why this seemingly crazy scenario might actually have some legitimate basketball logic behind it. The core of this trade rumor centers around the Lakers' need to build a more balanced roster around their star players. With the organization having made significant commitments to their core, the front office might be looking at ways to optimize the supporting cast for both immediate success and long-term sustainability. Austin Reaves has been nothing short of a revelation for the Lakers. The undrafted guard from Arkansas has transformed himself into a legitimate NBA rotation player, showing impressive scoring ability and basketball IQ that has endeared him to fans and coaches alike. His improvement trajectory has been remarkable, and he's become one of the most beloved players in recent Lakers history. But here's where this trade proposal gets interesting from a roster construction standpoint. While Reeves brings offensive creativity and clutch gene moments, his defensive limitations might create challenges in certain playoff matchups. The Lakers have struggled defensively at times, and adding players who can contribute on both ends of the floor could address some of those concerns. Enter Keegan, the 6 feet 8 inches forward who has emerged as one of Sacramento's most promising young talents. Murray offers something that's incredibly valuable in today's NBA: size, defensive versatility, and efficient shooting. At 24 years old, with a team-friendly contract worth $1 million, he represents exactly the type of asset that contending teams covet. Murray's defensive profile is particularly intriguing for the Lakers. His ability to guard multiple positions would give the team incredible flexibility in their defensive schemes, allowing them to switch more effectively and handle different types of offensive attacks. In an era where positional versatility is crucial, Murray checks all the boxes for what modern teams need from their role players. The inclusion of Keon Ellis adds another fascinating dimension to this potential deal. Ellis, despite going undrafted, has developed into one of Sacramento's most reliable contributors. His combination of three-point shooting and defensive instincts makes him exactly the type of complementary player that star-driven teams need to succeed. Ellis's defensive metrics have been impressive, and his ability to space the floor with efficient three-point shooting could provide the Lakers with exactly the type of role player they need. Players who can excel without needing plays drawn up for them are incredibly valuable, especially when playing alongside ball-dominant stars who require the offense to run through them. From Sacramento's perspective, acquiring Austin Reaves would address their need for additional playmaking and offensive creation. If the Kings are indeed exploring trades involving their current core, adding a player of Reeves' caliber can help them maintain competitive balance while potentially opening up salary cap flexibility for future moves. The financial implications of this trade are worth examining closely. Murray's contract represents excellent value for production level, while Ellis is on an even more team-friendly deal. The Lakers will be trading one significant contract for two players who provide similar or potentially greater combined impact at a lower total cost. This type of trade would also align with a broader organizational philosophy of building depth rather than concentrating salary in fewer players. Instead of having one very good player in Reeves, the Lakers would have two solid contributors who bring different skill sets and could provide more overall roster balance. The defensive upgrade cannot be overstated. Both Murray and Ellis grade out significantly better than Reeves on the defensive end, and their combined impact could help address one of the Lakers' most persistent weaknesses. In playoff basketball, where every possession matters and defensive stops become increasingly crucial, having players who can contribute on both ends becomes essential. The age considerations are also important here. While Reeves is only 26 years old, Murray is 24 and Ellis is 25, meaning the Lakers will be getting slightly younger while potentially improving their overall talent level. For an organization that needs to balance immediate competitiveness with long-term sustainability, this type of age profile makes sense. But let's address the emotional side of this potential trade. Austin Reaves has become a fan favorite not just because of his production, but because of his story and personality. He represents a type of underdog success story that Lakers fans love to embrace, and trading him would likely generate significant backlash from the fan base. The chemistry considerations are equally important. Reeves has developed strong relationships with his teammates and has shown the ability to perform in clutch moments. Breaking up that chemistry for unknown quantities, even talented ones, represents a significant risk that could backfire if the new players don't integrate as smoothly. From a pure talent perspective, this trade would likely represent an upgrade for the Lakers. Murray and Ellis combined probably provide more overall value than Reeves alone, especially when factoring in their defensive contributions and contractual situations. The question becomes whether that theoretical upgrade translates to actual on-court improvement. The timing of this potential trade is interesting as well. If the Lakers are serious about maximizing their current championship window, they need to ensure every roster spot is optimized for winning. Trading one good player for two players who might fit better with their star players could be exactly the type of move that pushes them over the championship threshold. The playoff implications are particularly intriguing. Murray's size and defensive versatility could be crucial in playoff series, where matchups become increasingly important. Ellis's shooting and defense could provide the Lakers with exactly the type of role-player production that championship teams need from their bench contributors. However, we need to be realistic about the likelihood of this trade actually happening. The Kings might be hesitant to trade away two promising young players for one, even if that player is Austin Reaves. The Lakers might also be reluctant to break up chemistry and trade away a fan favorite for players who are largely unknown to their fan base. The development trajectories of all players involved add another layer of complexity. Reeves is still improving and might have higher upside than currently realized, while Murray and Ellis are also young players who could continue developing. Projecting future performance for any of these players involves significant uncertainty. So what's the final verdict on this potential blockbuster? It represents a type of calculated risk that championship contending organizations sometimes need to take. The Lakers will be trading known production for a potentially better fit and value, while addressing some of their most pressing roster needs. What do you think, Lakers Nation? Is Austin Reaves too valuable to trade away? Or would acquiring Murray and Ellis represent the type of roster optimization that could push this team to championship contention? The implications for both the immediate future and long-term success are absolutely fascinating to consider.